Whenever you're ready.
Okay. Hi everyone, I'm Ainsley from Tinfoil Security. I'm the co-founder and CEO, and we make website security simple. So let's have a look at the security in this room. So doing some research, I came across Paul's website, and Paul, I do have to tell you, your website isn't the most secure in the world. If you'd like, we can help you fix your vulnerabilities that we found, and we're more than happy to talk to you afterwards. Chris, I also came upon your website. So I also recommend you come and find me after this. Actually, every single person on this slide, I recommend you come and find me afterwards. We found some vulnerabilities on your websites. We'd like to help you secure them. I'd rather not go into the details right now, just based off the whole deal with security and vulnerabilities. But we're more than happy to talk to you after this. So, who we are. So, I'm Ainsley. I'm the hustler of the group. I have an extensive security background. More recently, I was working in the DC area doing security consulting for Booz Allen Hamilton. My co-founder has been doing, my co-founder Borsky is the hacker of the group. So he's doing all the back-end development, and he has over 10 years of security experience, more recently doing offensive software security for the intelligence community. So why did we get into this? We started looking around as we were working in the government and realizing that the government has really awesome security. We then realized that a lot of the consumer products that we use every day, all these startups that are bubbling up to the top of the high-tech world, really don't have great security. More specifically, we were talking to Airbnb about a pretty serious vulnerability we found on their website. We sat down with them, we talked to them, we helped them fix their security issue, and realized that they knew that this was a huge security vulnerability. They knew that they needed some sort of security. They just didn't know how to find it or when they should start implementing it. So this led us to think, this is a huge marketplace. A lot of small, medium businesses can't afford security. And actually, since Airbnb has gone through a full security audit and they're working to secure a full security team, and we're also talking to them about getting them on as customers. So it's been a great, kind of journey for Airbnb. So looking at SMB security, so there was a recent survey published by the Ponemon Institute where over 700 SMBs that they surveyed, 90% of them had said that they've been hacked in the past year. So this is a pretty huge number. It's kind of hard to believe when these are all companies that heavily rely on their website to bring in revenue or to collect client data. So when we're looking at 25 million SMBs and 65% of them relying on their website, there's some sort of market here. There's a huge marketplace where we can go in and help these companies secure themselves so they're not hacked every single day. So they reported that the challenges for obtaining security were that security is extremely complex and that there are no available resources. So that's where we come in. We are the simplest security solution. We make security very simple by scanning our clients' websites, finding vulnerabilities, and actually reporting back to our clients what we found, where we found them, how we found them, so they can actually recreate the situation and see what happens. And then we tell them how to fix their vulnerabilities tailored to their software stack. We have a very affordable pricing model. We charge monthly. It's a recurring monitoring service. So every single time our clients are pushing to production, we're there to catch their vulnerability mistakes. And we're a recurring service. We're monitoring. We're making sure that it's continuous. So right now we're currently in alpha. We have a multitude of paying customers, including Optimized Lead.
Okay. He's got to be fierce about that.
Yeah, I think you know this. I think you spent a lot of time saying ums, and if you had killed that, you probably would have been able to speak.
Yeah. I keep landing on this slide at the end. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
You want to go?
Sure. So a couple of things. Part of it is what you've sort of said. Well, I'll go one at a time. The first thing is, I wasn't sure what the opening thing was with Mark Andreessen's picture. I mean, I guess you're thinking maybe you're going to have everyone's picture from the demo day.
We're going to send her a list of all the, everybody will have a list of the investors by Monday afternoon.
Great.
Yeah, and she'll do scans on all of them.
So what the interesting thing about this is, it seems like the point there is what you get to later on, which is 90% of small businesses have been hacked in
Yep.
the past year. And that first part, the sort of the theater of it, I was like, I wasn't sure whether this was going to be something where, hey, your typical security company says the same thing to everyone, and that doesn't make any sense. Everyone's situation is different. I just wasn't entirely certain where it was going. So I'm not convinced that that's the best way to open it. I think that the best way to open it may very well just be 90% of websites have been hacked in the past year.
Yeah.
Maybe including some of the people in this room.
That means that means that at least 90% of the people in this room have been hacked, or of the 10 people on the slide, 9 have been hacked, or maybe you show the 10, you show 9 with X's through them or something like that.
Yeah.
But just it could be faster, it could be clearer what it means. Like this is the thing you want to get to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So kind of starting with this above and then probably drawing that in later on.
Right.
Yeah.
The other thing is, what you convinced me is that security is something that all SMBs should be concerned about, and that it's obviously not working for them right now because they're all getting hacked. But I only have a very high level sense of what makes tinfoil special or different. I know that all these guys already have McAfee this or Dr. Norton that or what have you, trying to sell them stuff. I hear that tinfoil is a service that's simple, affordable, recurring, but I don't know what makes it effective, what makes it special. Is it because you guys are security experts? Is it a particular approach that you take? Even if I don't understand the words behind the approach, I feel a little bit better.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
I have one thing.
Yes.
So Borsky, he's like the word hacker has like a new meaning now.
Yep.
He's like a legitimate hacker. Like
Yes.
he'll literally hack your shit. So I think you should define that a little bit better.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. No, and I think that part, when you sort of talked about, how do I compress the time? It's like, look, are we security experts? Listen, I've just been doing security consulting for the U.S. government on behalf of Booz Allen Hamilton. My partner Borsky is the guy who makes Kevin Mitnick look like a chihuahua. All right, so we know what we're doing.
I'll bring in my Kevin back stickers.
So, one of the things I kind of noticed as well is like you were reading a lot of these lines off of there, like
Yeah.
slide after slide. I don't know that I would do that. Just,
Yeah.
So, you start, and maybe this was nervousness, but when you started out, I think you said, "Hi, I'm Ainsley from Tinfoil," and then you went into the presentation, and then you said, "Who we are, I'm Ainsley again." And I think it's a subtle thing that I don't think you could have saved that back instead. I do like how you just kind of got into it, and then you just went to that slide, and at that point, you could just start out with, "And I'm Ainsley, and this is Borsky, my co-founder."
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And
Should we be tying in who we are kind of later on or earlier on?
I like the personal approach earlier.
yeah, so here's one way to do it. Again, this is not necessarily the right way. It's just the way that instantly springs to mind for me. 9 out of 10 websites have been hacked in the past year.
Yeah.
And the reason that they get hacked is because it's complex and they're worried that they don't have available resources.
Right.
We're going to fix all that. I'm Ainsley. This is my partner, Borsky. We are security experts. I did security for Booz Allen Hamilton, the U.S. government. He's wanted in 7 countries. And well, we've created Tinfoil Security as the security solution for the small business. Here's how it works.
Right. So, and I think the one thing to just note is like Chris does a lot of angel investing with SMB related things. So like I would listen to him more than me right now. So,
They're a pain to deal with.
yeah. So.
But that being said, you're selling not a vitamin, but a clear painkiller, because those guys, if their website goes down or their website is hacked or all their customer data is stolen, they feel it.
Would it be useful to like mention like how many different things you scan for, or is that not worth saying?
Well, it's just, I mean, it's not how many things we scan for, it's the multitude of ways we scan for things.
Can like you don't have to disclose
Yeah.
it if you don't want to, but like would it be helpful to actually say like put a number to that?
Like the effectiveness of our scanning tool.
Something like that, yeah. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, we can definitely compare ourselves to, a security consultant, and, we can catch 70 to 80% of what they can do, and, they're charging 50 grand plus every pen test.
So, that's a good way of doing it, saying, listen, if you're a small business, here are your choices. Pull down McAfee from the shelf at Costco, which gives you 0 protection against the Borskys of the world, or hire a security consultant at 50 grand to do a penetration test. Now, I don't know about you, but as a small business, neither of those appeals to me. We fit in the middle. We catch 80% of what a true security consultant would do with a customized penetration test, but we do it for $50 a month.
Yeah, that's interesting. Anybody else? Feedback?
I felt the beginning felt like really theoretical, like including those like slides, because especially like if you're using the approach of
Yeah, I don't like this slide at all.
like the beginning, like telling people it's not secure, but you're not going through that, and there's a lot of problem, and then you go through that, like those are the challenges. So it becomes like the first 2 minutes like a lot of theory until you jump in like the final slide, which your customers are. So the approach that Chris gives a lot more. So try to not be like, especially in the beginning, it feels like I'm reading almost like a paper.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
Next up.
Hey, is Nico here?